This is KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guest today is Steve Shanley, director of the Cedar Rapids Municipal Band, in for what ends up being kind of a series of events as you come in every couple of weeks as the Municipal Band performs weekly throughout the summer. And before we even get started, Steve, I just have to preface our conversation by saying it finally happened. 60 plus years, you have finally run out of guest artists to highlight, and you have just are really scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yes, I was talking with my wife who plays horn in the band, and I said, I'm out of ideas. I got nothing. And she said, well, could you let Dennis do something? I thought, yeah, we could find something for him to do. So, yes, we are, all kidding aside, we are excited to have you in with us this week on the first week as we celebrate the 75th anniversary of D-Day.
I am so excited. I'm so excited to perform with the Municipal Band, which is, we're all fans of the Municipal Band because it is just such a outstanding organization of great musicians, and to be able to pay tribute to D-Day on its 75th anniversary is really special.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that. And as Diana Nolan said on KCRG last week, this means summer has officially started when the Municipal Band is up and going.
That's right.
We're glad to be associated with such happy memories and things such as school no longer being in session for everybody. So yes, I encourage everyone to come out this week and hear you. It's a very kind of Copeland-esque piece. Kind of has echoes of fanfare. And just it's very Americana in its writing, and the narration is nice, very stirring, sort of a great lead in to World War II and sort of how we arrived, what America looked like when World War II arrived, when the attack on Pearl Harbor sort of brought us into the fold. And the piece is by Robert W. Smith, who is, for those of us who direct bands, middle school and high school bands, are pretty familiar with him in that he's probably, if he's not the most prolific writer of middle school and high school concert band music in our country, he certainly would be in the top 5. So excited to do that this week.
And the narration too was actually written for an anniversary for Pearl Harbor, so it's a little bit focused on Pearl Harbor, but really kind of encompasses all of the early part of the century.
Yes, I think there'll be something for everyone who probably had relatives who served, and of course you and I were discussing the end of the program. I want to encourage our veterans like to come out for the 4th of July week because we do the Armed Forces Salute and we get to recognize you. Well, we're going to do that this first week as well. The end of the piece has some narration where we recognize all of our service members and ask them to stand at the end of the piece. It's really emotional, so encourage you to come out and join us. Those concerts will be Wednesday, June 5th, 7:30 down in Newbo, and Sunday, June 9th, 7:30 at Bever Park. And encourage you on that June 9th Sunday concert at Bever Park to show up a little bit early. At 6:30, we have the Cedar Rapids Metro Youth Wind Ensemble, which is being directed by Kennedy director Jared Wacker and Linmar director Aaron Nuss, featuring the finest high school concert band musicians in this area. Sort of modeled after the North Corridor All-Star Jazz Band, that group is. So.
Well, that's okay, because I stole the idea of the Young Artists series away from you, and now we're going to be doing that at Jazz Under the Stars this year. But
that's good. We'll take the flattery.
But more on that later. What else is on the program? I've in the kind of the way of the artist, I've only focused on what I'm doing.
Sure.
But I'm sure there's something else.
Oh yes, there's lots of stuff packed into this week. We've got the mayor will be with us at both concerts, guest conducting the very first piece of the season, the Iowa Band Law by Carl King.
The most exciting titled piece of music I've ever seen.
Yes, the Iowa band law. But it's an exciting piece of music, and it has a great story behind it, which I'll share with the audience. And the mayor really enjoys the band. He loves the band. He's a great supporter. We're glad to have his support, and he loves being here for these concerts. So he'll be around. We have the probably, I hate to say it, Dennis, your piece is not going to be my favorite one on the concert. My favorite is probably the musical depiction of R2-D2 meeting the Pink Panther.
I'm in.
I mean, how do you compete with that one, right?
Yeah.
So, yes, and it's called aptly R2-D2 meets the Pink Panther. So you don't want to miss that one. We also have some Beatles music, a Beatles medley inspired by the Cirque du Soleil show from a few years ago. And then our final piece on this week's concert was written by Alton Adams, who was the first black bandmaster in the U.S. Navy. So excited. I just discovered that one about a month ago. So excited to get that one into our rotation as well.
Okay. And then what is coming up next week then?
And then for week 2, we feature some of our own musicians in the band. We've got Robert Parker, very fine trombonist, principal trombone player in Orchestra Iowa, and also plays first part trombone in our band. He's going to be playing Arthur Pryor's The Patriot, which you'll find very enjoyable. A lot of people might recognize Arthur Pryor's Annie Laurie. This one is a little less known, but just as audience-friendly, using some American patriotic themes. And then Thiago Anselmo from Iowa, University of Iowa. He's getting his doctorate there, finishing up, and we've been very fortunate to have Thiago in the band the last, I think, 4 years now. And I wanted to get one more piece with him being featured before he moves away on to bigger and better things. So you'll hear him on a piece by Oscar Navarro, which none of you have heard, but I promise you're going to like. Very exciting, Thiago kind of described him as sort of writes film music for in Spain. So it's got a very Spanish flair to it, and the clarinet part is just crazy hard. Everyone will be knocked out by Thiago. And then my colleague at College, Bill Carson, will be guest conducting a piece that he helped edit a few years ago by Percy Grainger. So we'll get the 3 of them featured, and then we've got the new Lion King movie coming up. So we're going to play some music from The Lion King. And let's see, we have some other stuff too. Oh yeah, we'll be celebrating Father's Day as well. So we've got some music to help celebrate the fathers in the audience.
Okay, well, 2 concerts each week, Wednesday and Sunday, in rotating locations. And if people want information on the lineup or want to take a look and they couldn't remember which one to go to, you should go to them both. They can do that at your website, which is
crmuniband.org. Last time I checked, if you just type Cedar Rapids Band into the Google, that should be the first hit that you get as well. I'd also like to do a shout out for our New Horizons band. They're going to do a prelude concert for us Sunday, the 16th of June at Bever Park, and that will be 6:30. That's our New Horizons band under the direction of Alan Lawrence.
Thanks again for inviting me to be a part of this year's concert series. I'm really excited to do it, and hope that everybody will join us for those concerts and next week and all throughout the summer. Steve, thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio most Thursdays and Fridays at 10:20, or download the podcast, watch or listen on your own schedule at you're using your favorite podcast app or at kcck.org/culture. I'm Dennis Green.